Hi, Mary Grace.
I understand you started your own business.
Yeah, I did. It's called Reverse the Course.
Great. You started that when you were 12 years old. And how did you find out about the girls that are global that don't have a way of getting to school?
I think it really started from my school. I go to Convent of the Sacred Heart in Greenwich, Connecticut, and ever since kindergarten, we've been doing fundraising for our sister school in Uganda. And so we would do Jump Rope for Uganda or Pennyworth for Uganda. And through those events, I learned about the girls there that didn't have the chance to go to school. From a young age, I just couldn't understand why they couldn't go to school. And I think that really drove me to research the issue and realize the potential that girls have and say that I want to help other girls go to school.
Did you have communication with this girl? Like, how were you able to tell her that you were helping her out?
I did send her funds and we sent letters back and forth and we got to know each other well, and so that was really the first girl I sponsored. And as I kept making more headbands, more people bought them, and so I thought, why would I stop at one girl? And so I thought I should keep going, and eventually grew to 3 to 5, and now Reverse the Course is sponsoring 35 girls and a total of 94 years of tuition.
Wow. So, how did you let people know that you were selling them? Like, did you go to street fairs or did you sell them on the sidewalk?
Selling my headbands at my school bookstore, selling at street fairs, and I would talk to thousands of people there, and the message started spreading around. And now I sell in 7 different states, and every summer I do tons of different sidewalk sales, and especially during the winter, during the holiday season, I also have sales events then. At first, my parents weren't very supportive of Reverse the Course. They didn't think that the headbands were that great, and they didn't think that it would work. And within 2 days, all 50 reversible headbands sold out at the bookstore. And so when they called back and said, we need more, my mom thought it was a joke, but everything sort of kicked off.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, on your website, it said that you didn't know how to sew, and you asked for a sewing machine.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny story. When I was 12, I asked my parents for an early birthday present, and I asked for a sewing machine. And my mom and dad sort of didn't even respond. My dad kept reading the newspaper, and my mom sort of gave me this look. And I kept persisting and kept asking for one, and finally my dad just went and bought the cheapest sewing machine he could find. I got a 15-minute lesson, and then I was off on my own. And so I really had to teach myself how to sew. And no one in my family sews, and so this was completely new territory. And everything was really experimental, and I was just trying things that I think looked good or that I think worked well together. And so a lot of it was just self-taught.
So, how many bows do you think you've made overall and sold?
I have over 300 different products in my workroom alone, and so inventory is a mess, but I think we've sold at least maybe 2,500 everything. So that's sort of a estimate, but it's going really well, and especially once I started creating monogram bows, our business tripled, and so now it's growing to become much larger than I ever thought it would.
So who helps you make the accessories? Do you make
At
them
first,
all yourself?
At first it was just myself, and now because it's grown so much, I do have a woman who helps me 3 days a week, and every once in a while I have some interns come in. During the summer I have a lot of college interns, and this past summer I had a high school intern, and so it's really nice to be able to have younger girls my age help out with me.
So it's just they come there and they ask you if they can help, and you show them what your program is about?
Yeah, most of the time they email me saying that they're interested in helping out with Reverse the Course, and so I send them an application and we go from there. And I can always use an extra set of hands, so it's really helpful to have them around, and it's really fun because it makes everything more lively.
Can you tell me about the trunk in a box?
Yeah, sure. This is actually a relatively new program I started a summer ago, and it's called Trunk Show in a Box, and basically assemble products and send them out to a sorority, a group of women, a middle school girl, like I can send them out to anyone who wants to host a chunk show party. And so what they do is they can ask me for specific school-oriented products, or if you're having a women's luncheon, I can do specific colors for that. And this is a way that I can send out products, get the word out about Reverse the Course, and also sell more products without me having to be there. And so it's a great way to get other people involved and Reverse the Course and branch out. It's been really popular with like sororities, and I think only 3 months ago, a 10-year-old girl in California, hosted a chunk show party and raised nearly $1,000.
That's a lot of money. She was 10 years old?
Yeah.
Oh. So they must be a really successful little chunk show business.
Yeah, it's something fun, and it's a great way to involve other people, and they can have their friends come over, and it's something casual, but it's something also for a good cause.
At a loss for words. I don't know how you can do all this, like with school and being with your family and friends, and you having your own business at 16 or 17 years old.
Yeah, it's I think that might be one of the hardest parts about Reverse the Course, balancing everything from squash and golf, and I also do try to have some sort of a life, but it can get a bit hard with all the schoolwork, especially junior year, but it's just actually helped me to be more organized and productive in the time that I have. And so despite the difficulties that I might have, and it's nothing compared to what the girls that I'm supporting have to go through to try to get an education, and seeing their photos on a wall reminds me, you know what, missing out on the movies a Friday night with my friends and instead making these bows and helping these girls go to school is completely worth it, and makes everything more important to me.
Initiative thing? Conference?
Yeah, so what it is International Day of the Girl. This is the second year that it's being celebrated on October 11th, and tons of organizations come together, and thousands of people across the world come together to celebrate girls and their rights, and this year it was especially focused on girls' education. And so yesterday I actually went to the UNICEF house in New York City, and UNICEF was there, Plan International was there, and I represented Girl Rising and Reverse the Course there. And so it was a great way to be involved with other people, and really the energy in that room was so exciting. Frida Pinto spoke as well, and so did this girl named Tulsi, and she is a girl from Nepal, and she was speaking about all the barriers she faced trying to get an education. And after all the speakers and the innovators that presented that day, we got to go outside, and there was a fresco, and it was a fresco of the girls sewing and working, and we slowly erased all of the fabric in the sewing machines to reveal the girls studying at desks and in school where they belong. And it was a very symbolic moment that really united everyone, though. And it's really exciting to just be involved in a community that's larger than myself, and just really take part in something so unique, and in something that really hopefully will have a dramatic positive change in the world.
So does being on TV like CNN and documentaries, does that help get the word out a lot?
I'm sure it would. I've never actually been on CNN, and I've never been in a documentary, but I have been interviewed by different television programs and other people, and so that really does help me to reach a broader audience.
What is your favorite part?
The community that it's given me. It's so inspiring to meet other people who have various passions for other issues, and it's just great to see people who want to make a change. And so being able to have this opportunity to be in this community and to be able to create social change is something that I never will take for granted, and I think that's what I love about Reverse the Course, because I would never have met these 35 girls in halfway across the world, and now we have this sisterly bond, and it's just fantastic to be able to be part of that. And so to be able to use the opportunities that I'm given to help another person is dramatic, and it's also kind of cool that you can connect to someone halfway across the world so deeply, even if they might be from such a different culture, or even if they might not know you, you can find a common interest so easily. And it's kind of amazing to see how we're all connected in this way.
Yeah. So being with someone who's my age, interviewing you, it's kind of mind-blowing that someone so young can have such a big impact.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing. We don't always realize that the impact we have on other people, but if we're just in our daily lives, you hold a door open for someone, or you give someone else a smile, like that could change their day, and it could make their life so much better, and you have no idea.
So I have a question that I'll just ask. Does it
Okay.
help you get places? Do your teachers think differently of you? Do adults think more highly of you?
I've never actually gotten this question. I'm not sure if it's really changed my teacher's perspective on me, because they have known me since I've been going to Sacred Heart since kindergarten, and so they've known me my whole life, basically growing up. I think in some ways it does give people higher expectations of me when they meet me. They might expect me to be great at public speaking, or they might expect me to, be very aware of everything that's going on. And so, in that way, it might change people's perception of me. But I mean, I am a normal teenager. I live in a normal home. I have brothers and sisters. I have 2 dogs, and so I have the normal teenage life. It's just that this business is sort of attached to that, and that is what might make it different. But it's only something that I personally have.
So if I were to ask you, what advice do you have for girls that are my age, or even girls that are just in high school or middle school that want to make a change and start their own business?
I think my first advice would be, don't be afraid. Um, I started when I was 12, and I had no idea what I was getting into, but I just sort of went with it. I kind of took an opportunity and took advantage of that and made a change for someone somewhere else in the world. And I think that it sometimes might seem scary to have that effect on a person, but if you can take something that you're passionate about and use whatever skill you might have and change it into something positive, then that's an achievement in its own.
Yeah. Has this made you think yourself any differently? Have you taken everything that you get in life to more of a personal level? Do you appreciate everything a lot more?
I think I do appreciate everything a lot more. I think this whole experience has given me a new perspective. Um, and I think that I've learned a lot every single day. And I can't learn business in school in high school, and so this has given me a completely new outlook on how to take every opportunity as a true learning opportunity, and sort of look at everything from a positive aspect and just give a chance to people you meet, because unless you don't know someone until you really get to know them. I think I've realized I have a stronger voice than I might have thought. And I've also realized that everyone has a strong voice. It's just using it and making.
Do you think this business is something you'll carry out throughout high school and college and after?
I definitely don't want Reverse the Course to go away. It's something that will carry with me for the rest of my life, and I'll always be connected to it in some way. But I know that I'll keep speaking out for girls' rights, and I'll use my voice for those who can't, and I'll try my best to help raise awareness about girls' education, and I hope that I can somehow inspire other girls like Malala has inspired so many of us.
Yeah. And so your family and friends and everyone around you, have they had an impact and encouraged you along the way a lot?
Definitely. My family and my friends are critical to Reverse the Course. Without their support, this would be 10 times harder, and I think that their support is what makes me so devoted to Reverse the Course, as well as hearing the stories about the girls fighting for their rights. I just want to keep pushing to help them. And so my family and friends sort of keep me on track and help me stay motivated.
Well, I think what you're doing is amazing, and
Thank you.
I wish every girl your age and my age had the courage to do all this. I know I was even nervous.
I'm not sure, but thanks. I hope that I can somehow inspire the girls to take action for whatever they're passionate about. And, hopefully this will extend. And I think our generation actually is very concerned about the global community and more so than people might think. And so hopefully I see a lot of change in the positive direction in the future.
I hope so. And I hope doing this will get the word out and show people what a big change that they can have.
I hope so too.
And thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank
today.
you.
All right.